And 3 days after shootout at Uttar Pradesh's Balia, the main accused, a BJP worker, continues to remain at large. The police have so far detained 7 people in the case. However, 6 accused, including the alleged shooter, Dhirendra Singh, still absconding. The FIR in the case mentions 20 to 25 unnamed accused. The UP police have announced that the accused in the cases are going to be charged under the stringent NSA and Gangster Act. The UP police's special teams are on the lookout for the accused. The cops have also announced a reward of 50,000 rupees for any information on the absconding accused. On Friday, the accused BJP worker had released a video message claiming that he did not open fire at Balia and claimed that the local officials are the ones responsible for the shooting incident.
More than 48 hours after a 46-year-old man was shot dead in UP's Balia in front of senior civil and police officials, the main accused, a BJP worker, is still at large. Dhirendra Singh, the prime accused, broke his silence on Friday night, even as he remains on the run since Thursday.
इन लोगों का मनसा था कि मुझे पीट करके यहीं पे मार दिया जाए और शासन प्रशासन के लोग खुद एसडीएम साहब और क्षेत्राधिकारी महोदय मेरे घर पे आते हैं और तुरंत लाठीचार्ज करवा के औरतों पे लाठी बरसाते हैं, बच्चों पे लाठी बरसाते हैं, जो भी गाड़ियां थी, जेसीबी थी, वो सब तोड़ फोड़ दिए। कोई कह रहा है कि आत्मसम्मान में, मैं मानता हूं कि आत्मसम्मान में, लेकिन मैं तो ये नहीं जानता किसने गोली चलाई, किसकी गोली से वो मरे हैं। लेकिन अगर मेरे माता पिता को, भाई बहन को, जो भी परिवार के सदस्य को मारा जाएगा तो मेरे पास चाहे जो भी रहेगा मैं तो उसे मारने की कोशिश करूंगा, लेकिन उस समय मेरे परिवार के पास कुछ नहीं था क्योंकि हम लोग झगड़ा झंझट करने के मूड में नहीं थे।
While the police have so far arrested 7 people, 6 accused, including Dhirendra Singh, are still at large. The police in Balia have announced a reward of 50,000 rupees for any information about the absconders. After police's alleged complicity with the accused came to the fore, 10 cops have been suspended. The suspended cops include those seen surrounding Dhirendra Singh at the crime scene. The victim's family has demanded strict punishment for the culprits and monetary compensation.
ये पूरे गांव के धमका कर रखता है जनता, और कोई प्रशासन अधिकारी आता है उसको भी दबाता है। हमारे गांव का बहुत दबंग आदमी है, वो सुरेंद्र सिंह का कार्यकर्ता है, जो सुरेंद्र सिंह कहते हैं वही करता है। तो हम यही कहेंगे कि उसके कड़ी से कड़ी सजा मिलनी चाहिए जनता, न तो इनकाउंटर कर दिया जाए, न तो फांसी की सजा दे दिया जाए।
हमें ये बा कि हमारे पैसा लड़का पोसे को 50 लाख रुपया चाहिए, हमारे लड़का का हमारे सरकारी नौकरी चाहिए, हमारे पेंशन चाहिए कि तो हमारे दिन रात खाते के बा हमारे खाते।
The BJP MLA, whose aide is Dhirendra Singh, has also slammed the ongoing investigation.
स्थानीय अधिकारी हमारे पूज्य योगी आदित्यनाथ जी को भी सही चीज न बता करके और सही चीज न बता करके घटना में न्याय देने में जो है ये कर रहे हैं। यदि धीरेन्द्र सिंह ने गलती किया है तो धीरेन्द्र सिंह को भी जो भी संविधान के रूप में दंड मिलता है मिलना चाहिए, मिल रहा है तो दे दो।
The Uttar Pradesh police have formed special teams who are on the lookout for the accused. But the cops' laxity after the shooting incident has raised the question about the credibility of the Uttar Pradesh police itself in this case. Bureau Report, India Today.
And the Central Bureau of Investigation questions Hathras victim's family again after questioning the brother and father. The CBI quizzed victims' mother and sister-in-law for 5 hours. The central agency has also recorded their statement. The questioning is coming day after the agency grilled the accused family of the victim's dying declaration. Earlier this week, the CBI had also questioned the brother and father of the victim's family. Meanwhile, the UP Police's special investigation team is yet to submit the report in this particular case. The SIT was expected to submit the report on Saturday, but now they've been given a 10-day extension.
मेरे से पूछा गया था वो दीदी के बारे में क्या कैसा है, ये सब पूछा गया, वो उनका नेचर कैसा था और जो भी आरोपी है उनके बारे में पूछा गया। तो मैंने मैम मैं कुछ किसी को पहचानती नहीं, उतना नहीं जानती मैं यहाँ पे। जब फर्स्ट टाइम से अभी तक हम बोलते आ रहे हैं कि हमारे घर में एक ही फोन है, एक ही नंबर है, तो वो एक ही रहेगा ना। कॉल रिकॉर्ड ऐसे आ रहे हैं, ये हो रहा है, तो मैंने ये आप चेक कीजिए।
The air quality index of Delhi has dipped further. This is coming in as the data map by Central Pollution Control Board states that contribution of stubble burning in Delhi's pollution rose to 19% in a span of 2 days, attributing to an increase in stubble burning fire counts. Meanwhile, Delhi government fined North MCD of 1 crore rupees over garbage burning, while its mayor, Jai Prakash, slammed the state government, alleging that AAP does not want to work with them. BJP also alleged that the local factors played an important role in increased pollution. AAP MLA Raghav Chadha refuted the BJP's claim, saying that stubble burning is the major cause for raging pollution levels in Delhi. Earlier, Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh accused the Delhi Chief Minister of spreading lies in a bid to hide its own failures, while Kejriwal slammed the Punjab government of failing miserably in containing stubble burning.
Stubble burning, of course, is a major contributor towards air pollution, not just to the air pollution levels of Delhi, but to the air pollution levels of the entire North Indian region. There are local factors. I am not running away from the fact that, of course, in every city, in every state, there are local factors that contribute toward air pollution. My argument is that the local factors that are there in the month of October 2020 in Delhi were also there in the month of September 2020 at the same level, at the same frequency. Not that they have increased, not that there has been an abnormal increase. In fact, I can justify how the industrial activity, the construction, demolition, vehicle emissions, etc. have in fact come down in the month of October because of the action plans implemented by the government of Delhi. So therefore, why has the AQI in Delhi gone from good to bad and from bad to severe? That is principally and primarily because of stubble burning.
The 1304 crores which was announced, the package that was announced by Haryana government, the central government has given 170 crores. My issue is to make noise कि भाई बहुत प्रदूषण हो रहा है और स्टबल बर्निंग को कंट्रोल नहीं कर रहे हो, लेकिन आपके खुद के एमपी के कंस्टिट्यूएंसी में तो सबसे ज्यादा इंस्टेंसेस आ रहे हैं. आपको एनवायरमेंट सेस का पैसा आप उसमें दिल्ली में ही आप उससे कुछ लागू नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. और अगर आप इतने सीरियस होते तो ईयरली बजट में आप कम से कम उसका प्रावधान बढ़ाते तो सही. In a 65,000 crore budget, why would you only have 52 crores to deal with?
जहाँ तक चलान की बात है, तो जिस क्षेत्र में आग लगी वहाँ से निगम पार्षद आम आदमी पार्टी के, वहाँ से विधायक आम आदमी पार्टी के, वहाँ हमारा कोई ढलाव नहीं है. खुले में कूड़ा किसने फेंका, उसमें आग किसने लगाई? मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है आम आदमी की पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं ने आग लगाई, वहीं से गोपाल राय जी को बुलाया और फिर अपने जल बोर्ड से पानी छिड़कवाया और 1 करोड़ का चलान भिजवाया. पैसा दिल्ली सरकार को हमारा देना है और वो चलान के रास्ते से हमसे पैसे लेना चाहते. ये कैसी सरकार है? ये मिलके काम नहीं करना चाहते, ये दिल्ली में अफरा तफरी करना चाहते, लेकिन हम दिल्ली को बचा कर रहेंगे.
The issue of stubble burning is on the rise in the states of Punjab and Haryana as the Delhi NCR region continue to suffocate. While Punjab claims that it has given incentives out to the farmers to not burn the stubble, the farmers continue to simmer. India Today's Aishwarya Paliwal visited the farms and spoke to the farmers to understand what the ground reality really looks like. Here's a ground report coming in.
Delhi, Punjab and Haryana are in the middle of a raging battle over farm fires. While the Arvind Kejriwal government claims Delhi's two neighbours haven't done much to check stubble burning, the Punjab government has now hit back at Delhi and the centre. The Amarinder Singh government claims panchayats in Punjab have made facilities available for farmers who don't want to burn stubble. All they need to do is fill forms and submit it to the panchayat office. India Today hit the ground to verify these claims. Farmers we met in Faridkot and Firozpur didn't quite agree.
ना जी बिल्कुल नहीं लगाई जी, बिल्कुल नहीं आग लगाई, सारा वैसे ही रखा जी. वो फिर उठाया, वो लेट हो गया, लेट होने करके कनक लेट हो गया. ते इस बार भी मैंने हुण कटवाया, अभी गट्ठन वाली मशीन नहीं आया. ते हुण जदों आएगी मैनू लगदा भी पिछले साल वाले फिर मेरे नाल बीतेगी. भी वो बत्तर चला जाएगा, फिर कनक कैसे होएगी, मैनू फिर लॉस पाएगा.
जो सरकार के माध्यम से अखबारों में आ रहा है कि किसानों की पराली के लिए हम फार्म भेजे है, पर साढ़े किसानों के पास या कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी के पास या किसी सरपंच के पास या किसी मेंबर के पास कोई फार्म नहीं मिला है जिसको हम भर दें कि हमारे को जो गवर्नमेंट से कोई रिलीफ आ रही है मिले. हमारे को ना फार्म मिला है, ना पिछले साल मिला, ना अब मिला है.
The farmers say that subsidy on machines promised by the government isn't helpful either.
India Today spoke with farmers of Faridkot as well as those who stay in Firozpur. In both these places, farmers say they do not know about any kind of form given by the government. They also said if there was indeed a form which was given by the government, the societies would definitely know about it. In Punjab, there is a very clear divide between what the government claims and what's happening on the ground.
Punjab produces nearly 20 million tons of paddy stubble every year, out of which 93% is usually consigned to the flames. The Punjab government has claimed to have appointed 8,000 nodal officers in villages to check stubble burning. But these appointments remain only on paper. They are missing on the ground. The state government says more than 23,500 crop residue management machines are being given to farmers for on-site management of straw this year. However, majority of farmers were either not in a position to buy the machines, which cost as much as 8 to 10,000 rupees, or have rejected the equipment, which increased the cost of cultivation per acre by at least 2,000 rupees. The Amrinder Singh government claims that more than 51,000 crop residue management machines have been given in the past 2 years on subsidy. But the reality is, most farmers are not even aware of the subsidy. The Punjab government also claims a compensation of 2,500 rupees per acre is being given to those farmers not burning farm residue. A report, however, said only 5,000 farmers were paid 19 crore rupees for not burning their crop residue in 2019. Investigations by the state authorities revealed that a sizable number of the farmers who were compensated were either not eligible or were themselves accused of burning stubble. Another claim by the government is that the paddy stubble can be used as fodder to feed the cattle. In reality, farmers prefer wheat stubble as cattle feed, as paddy residue is coarser. The Amrinder Singh government also claims to have acted against the farmers who burn their stubble. While it's true cases have been registered, punitive action against them is a mere eyewash. With Aishwarya Paliwal in Faridkot, Bureau Report, India Today.
A Pune resident who came out in support of the Tanishq advertisement has now landed up in controversy. She has now gone ahead and filed an FIR over online harassment. Pune's Zara Parwal had shared pictures from her marriage to a Hindu man to voice the support for the Tanishq advertisement. However, with the abuses that she received online, the threats and the trolls, the toxic ones on social media, she decided to lodge an FIR with the cyber cell of Pune police. She has also handed over the cyber cell the IDs of all the social media accounts that were used to issue all these threats to her. And speaking to India Today, Zara also shared that she is aligned ideologically with the Congress party and is into organizing events for the party in Pune. She added that trolling increased manifold after she found support from Shashi Tharoor and other party leaders.
Good job in taking the diversion from falling GDP. Good job in taking the diversion away from unemployment. I mean, there are 40,000 people on Twitter getting mad at my marriage pics. That goes to show there is a serious unemployment problem in the country. So for people who are trying to reach out to my family, threaten my family, trying to leak out my address, my number, I've taken the legal course. I have registered a case. I have submitted my application to the cyber cell. Let them know that these are accounts which are trying to intimidate me, they are threatening me, they are abusing me.
Shikhar Dhawan batted right through the innings to score an unbeaten century as Delhi Capitals dumped Chennai Super Kings by 5 wickets to once again surge to the top of the points table. Chasing 180 to win, Dhawan held the innings together and played a lone hand to score an unbeaten 101 off just 55 deliveries. Dhawan was helped by butterfingered Chennai fielders who dropped the opener more than a couple of times. Delhi needed 17 of the final over and Axar Patel did the job with 3 huge sixes. After the victory, Delhi have virtually sealed their place in the playoff with a 7th victory from 9 games, while Chennai suffered their 6th loss of the season. And AB de Villiers once again produced a breathtaking stuff to pull off an incredible 7-wicket victory for Royal Challengers Bangalore against Rajasthan Royals, chasing a competitive 178 to win. Bangalore needed 39 of the last 2 overs and AB de Villiers swung the fortunes with 25 runs off the Unadkat over, which included 3 sixes. There wasn't much that Rajasthan could do thereafter in the final over, as de Villiers took Bangalore home with 2 balls to spare to his hand 6th win of the season. Defending champions Mumbai Indians will be taking on Kings 11 Punjab in 36th match of the IPL. Rohit Sharma's men have been clinical in the tournament thus far. The men in blue have 6 wins in 8 games. Mumbai beat Kolkata in their last encounter with Quinton de Kock scoring an unbeaten half a century. Punjab too returned to winning ways with a victory over Bangalore, but just have 2 wins in 8 games. In the first game of the day, Kolkata Knight Riders will be taking on Sunrisers Hyderabad. Abu Dhabi is going to be hosting the tie. Action begins at 3:30 p.m.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.